I love her. I love her. This was a very exciting read. I'm telling you, it was so exciting. And she has a mouthpiece on her. Her comeback is like that. When I tell you attitude, when I tell you attitude. Hi wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel, Book Craze with Giselle. What's up with the seed? I hope everyone is doing well. Today I am going to share with you some ride or die chick. Now, I strongly believe in really sticking it out with your partner or with your best friend or, you know, with your significant other. And in these books that I'm going to talk about, the heroines stuck it out through thin and thick. They are your ride or die. They are the ladies that have your back, right? They are not going to abandon you when things get hard. They are strong, they are fierce, and I love them. If I could be one of these ladies, I would. So when things get difficult and when things get hard, they know how to defend themselves, they know how to defend their partners. They aren't afraid to pick up a gun and do what they have to do, or in some cases, keep their mouth shut because they know that their partners are going to be in prison. They know their boyfriend, husband could get into trouble if they don't keep their mouth shut. So what I'm going to share with you in these books, these are some ride or die women, and let me tell you, some of them are cold-blooded. Some of them are cold-blooded because they're going to pick up a gun and shoot someone to defend themselves and to defend their husbands, partners, boyfriends, whoever it is. So let's get into this video, because let me tell you, these women, these chicks, they are powerful in their own rights. If you want to know more about these books and the books that actually made this list, keep watching, and you know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So when I started working on this list, I literally had like 20 books that I thought of. 20 books with these strong, fierce, cold-hearted, ride or die chick. I had 20 and I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to bring this down? And one of the first books that I thought of was Ruthless People, written by J.J. McAvoy. This book and series is one of my all-time favorite mafia romances. And let me tell you, Melody, the heroine, she is a ride or die chick. Like, she had Liam's back. This story is basically about Liam. He is going to be the head of the Irish mafia, and Melody, who is the head of the mafia, and there's some sort of arranged marriage between both of their families, because Liam, he cannot become the head of the Irish mafia without getting married, and Melody Giovanni, who is already the head of the Irish mafia, no one knows that she's running the mafia, right? Her dad is sick and she has been training and she is running things, and Liam is so shocked when he first meets his fiance, because the first time he meets her, she is interrogating someone to get information, and Liam is like, oh, no, my future wife cannot be doing that, and he decides to intervene, and she puts him in his place. But regardless of, like, when they come together, they have their own rules that they establish between themselves, and Liam knows it's not, to try to step in front of her or try to step above her or anything like that, because he knows he's going to be put in his place. But Melody, and they call her Bloody Melody because she's not afraid to pull out her gun. She can fight, she can shoot, you name it, she can do it. On top of that, she is highly intelligent, right? So she had to make this list. This book had to make this list because Melody Giovanni in Ruthless People, that heroine, that woman, she can defend herself. She is cold-blooded, and she had Liam's back throughout the entire series. Like, he could not have become the head of the Irish mafia and extend their power to become the most influential, the most powerful mafia without Melody. Like, she was that and more because she became a governor. But I don't want to talk too much about this book. But yes, so this book, you want someone strong, someone fierce, you like reading books with powerful women, this is it. This is it. Ruthless People by J.J. McAvoy. Are you enjoying this video thus far? If you are, you know what to do. Like my video and hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's continue. Next up, oh my god, Bloody Union, written by Brooke Summers. Oh my god. It was mentioned in my February TBR, and I also made another video about it in February because when I read this, I was blown away by McKenna. I was not expecting McKenna to be who she was in this book. So Bloody Union is basically an arranged marriage between two mafia groups, and you have Dante and McKenna. Dante, he is expecting, this quiet woman, and that is not who he got. He got McKenna. McKenna, she almost died when she was younger, and she started to train. She went to Ireland where she trained because of that very traumatic incident that happened, because she almost died. And she was like, no, I'm not going through that anymore. And in doing that, she trained and she climbed the ladder and started to run the mafia back home in secret. Like, not even her parents, not even her dad knew that she was actually above him, and he was the head of the family, right? He was the head of the Irish mafia in the US, and he knew nothing. But McKenna, when she stepped out, and let me tell you, it was a bloody union, because on their wedding day, they were attacked, and she was literally covered in blood. But anyhow, McKenna, she is a badass. Like, you could check out that video that I posted. I would put it in the cards. McKenna is a badass. And she had Dante's back, right? She had his back regardless of whatever he was going through, because like, she was more skilled than him. Whereas he was now taken over. She was done running the shit from long before. And she had his back throughout everything, because taking over on his end was more challenging, because whereas McKenna was already established, he wasn't, and he needed to assert his power, and McKenna helped him do that. So yeah, when I tell you these ride or die chicks on this list, you are going to love this book. I don't even know where to start with this book because I love it. I absolutely love this book that I'm about to mention. I absolutely love it. And this book, Quiet Chaos, it is written by Keita Kendrick. This book right here, what I realized is that most of the ride or die chicks that I have, most of them are mafia romances, because some of these women, whereas some authors may write books where the heroine, she's like really quiet and reserved, these that I'm talking about, they're not quiet, they aren't reserved, and they do what they need to do. And Mecca in Quiet Chaos, she does exactly that. Mecca, from a young age, she was sent out into the streets, so she's very like streetwise. So she grew up with her cousin and her uncle Raymond, and basically Raymond gave her a hard time. So she was selling drugs. By the time she was in like her preteens, by the time she was a teenager, she was shooting people, she almost died, all of these things. But with all of these experiences that she had, she basically became the head of their organization called the Black Saints. It is a street crime organization, and she runs that. Like, no one can step to her. As a female, no one can step to her because she will put them in their place. Those that she cares about them very fiercely, and she will defend them. That is exactly what she did in this book. So in this book, you have Mecca marrying Arjun. And initially, Arjun was supposed to marry her cousin Desiree, but Desiree fell in love with Arjun's brother. So now Mecca and Arjun, they made a decision that they would get married. But Arjun is the head of a crime syndicate, and Mecca is the head of a street gang crime organization. They are both powerful in their own right, but when these two come together, it is spectacular. But the thing is, Mecca, aka Quiet Chaos, when she goes in for the kill, everything is silent because she is deadly. And you want to know why she's deadly? Because she had a hard life. She had a hard life, and all that was because of her uncle, whom, spoiler alert, was her father. Sorry about that, but you need to read it. So this book has action in it. You see where Mecca establishes her power and her position. You see where, because she is now married to a head of the syndicate, of an international syndicate, because of that, someone is out to get her. So you rarely see where she's able to defend herself, where she kills persons in cold blood, where she's able to run her organization. Listen, and she can control her man as well. She can. So I love this book. If I wanted someone to have my back, any one of these ladies that I'm mentioning in this book would have my back, right? She would have my back. She would kill for me. Okay, next on my list is another mafia romance, and it's In the Beginning, written by London Miller. So the heroine in this book, she's not as fierce or a cold-blooded murderer or a fighter or runs any mafia group or crime organization, but she is loyal to the hero. She is loyal, and let me tell you, that loyalty goes a long way. So in the beginning, it's about Lauren, whom at a young age, something very traumatic happened. She grew up in a small town, and because of that and the stigma that was attached to it, she decided when it was time to go to college, she wanted to move. She moved to the Big Apple, where she met Mishka. She fell in love with Mishka. However, Mishka is the son of the Russian mob boss. He did not tell her anything, and when she found out, it was because they both had some type of history that she could not remember and that Mishka was unaware of. So in book 1, she is still very undecisive of whether or not she wants to be with Mishka. In book 2 is where she really becomes comfortable with the fact that she's dating the captain of the Russian mob. You see a lot of transition happening because someone wants to come and take her man, and she's just not having that, right? She's not having that, and that is where you see her loyalty for Mishka really developed. She's defending him to the T. In book 3, where he almost dies, where the FBI is behind him, Mishka becomes the head of the Russian mob in New York City, and Lauren is right there by his side, bailing him out of jail, nursing him back to health because he's shot and almost died, and doing what she needs to do to protect her man. She does what she could do. She's not a fighter. She did not grow up into this lifestyle, but she adapts very quickly, and just seeing that transformation, like, listen, I mentioned this book in the top dark romance to read that was too good to read once. It's because I've read this book multiple times. I love Mishka, I love Lauren, and if Lauren was like a real person, I would want her to be my best friend because that girl is loyal. She was loyal to Mishka, and you need that loyalty in the Russian mafia. You need it. Full stop. You need it. You can't, with all that loyalty, what is going to happen, right? So she's another ride or die chick that needed to make it on this list. I think I just need to do a mafia romance list, or a top mafia romance list, and I think I'm going to work on that because another book is written by Bethany Chris and London Miller, and the series is called Seasons of Betrayal. The books in this series are Where the Sun Hides, Where the Snow Falls, and Where the Wind Whispers. And in this book, you basically have Violet. She is the daughter of the head of the Italian mafia, and you have Casimir. Casimir is the son of the head of the Russian mafia, and there was like a war when they were very young and things that they didn't know about, but there was this war when they were young, and because of that they decided to split the city in half, so the Italians could not go on the Russian side and the Russians weren't allowed to go on the Italian side, and this just helped to make peace, right, to maintain peace between these two powerful groups. However, Violet playing fast, and her friends decided to take her to this nightclub that the Russian owned, right? And one thing led to another, and Casimir and Violet meet. They are immediately gravitated to each other, they are immediately attracted to each other, but they know they can't be together. But their parents didn't need to know anything. Violet knew what she was doing was wrong, but she didn't care because she was in love with Casimir, and she had Casimir back, and Casimir had her back. Like, she's one of those persons, like, just like, kill me, I want to be with him. She's a ride or die. She stuck with Casimir through everything. At no point did she want to give up on their relationship, regardless of the war that resulted. Like, when I tell you a war resulted. Like, Casimir had to go up against his dad to be with Violet. He had to go up against Violet's dad to be with her, and Violet stuck with him throughout everything. At no point did her loyalty falter. At no point did she give up hope. At no point did she stop believing in her man, right? And I like that. You need that type of loyalty again if you want to be a part of the mafia. She grew up in the mafia, so she knew exactly what that meant. So I love this book, love this series. Check it out. Like, if you are enjoying the books that I've been talking about, make sure and like this video. All right, so I'm going to change it up a bit, right? Because I've been talking about some mafia, but I'm going to change it up a bit. So another ride or die chick that I want to talk about is from a book written by Laura Lee, and it is part of her Breed series, and it is Dawn's Awaken It, and it is book 14 in this series. Like, there's a lot of books in this series. Dawn basically has been abused, has been tortured emotionally, mentally, physically while she was in the labs. Now that she's out of the labs, she met her mate. Unfortunately, because of that abuse and torture, she is very hesitant to be in a relationship with her mate. And when they meet, they basically meet for life. Like, regular shifters in a regular shifter romance. They meet for life, but she doesn't want anything to do with her mate. And when she realizes, that her mate no longer carries her scent, this is like a few years, she realizes that she's gonna lose her mate. Something happens, and she decides to be on a team that is going to protect her mate, Seth. So Seth he owns a really big company, and he's very pro breeds. She decides she's going to protect her mate. So although she didn't want to mate with him, she's going to make sure and protect him because he is human. When she gets there, one thing leads to another, and she realizes that she wants to mate with her mate. Right? She wants to be with her mate, and she does just that. Like, she is prepared to take a bullet for him. She is there standing guard for him. And even when he was with some other woman, she made sure that that woman got out of the picture, and she took her rightful place next to Seth. But when she actually made up her mind and dealt with her trauma, she had Seth back through everything, throughout whatever meetings he was going through, whatever meetings he was doing, and what projects that his company was on. She was there. And we're talking about like big persons in society, persons with influence, persons with money. That is who Seth rolls with. and being a breed that is very hard to do, but she didn't care because she was with her mates, and regardless of, she had his back, and even though it meant she may die, she was willing to do that to protect him. So when I tell you these are ride or die chicks, ride or die. Up next, I have Lauren Downer's New Species book 4 entitled Justice. Now I love Justice. Nobody can tell me about Justice. I love Justice, love this book. And I think the reason why I love Justice so much is because of Jessie, the heroine. Jessie, she's smart, she's witty, she is fierce, she can fight, she knows how to defend herself and to defend the persons that she loves and her love interest. So in Justice is basically the head of the new species. These are human beings that were genetically modified with animal DNA, very similar to that of the breeds written by Laura Lee. So Justice, he is the head of these new species, or the new species organization, and Jessie, she's part of the team that goes out and rescues these new species from the labs that they are being held captive in. So they accidentally meet when Jessie comes back from this big rescue and she's attacked by one of the new species male. Okay, Justice comes in and he saves her. They have this wonderful night together before she actually has to go out on another mission. And Justice is like, oh my god, will I ever get to see her again? And he does, but in seeing her again, he wants to keep their relationship a secret because he believes that, number one, because Jessie's dad is a senator, that, you know, the government may not want to support them financially and politically anymore, and two, he believes that all hell would break loose if he does not mate with one of this new species instead of a human. And Jessie, she's not having it. She's like, wait, I am not going to be your secret thing, your secret plaything. You either love me in the open, or let's move on and I will find someone who can love me the way that I need to be loved. So she put him in his place. When they were attacked, Jessie was there defending him when he could not defend himself. His own people targeted him and she defended him. Like, ride or die. And all these books that I'm telling you about, number one, they are steamy, there's action, there's everything in a book. Suspense, thriller, you name it, this book have it. This book definitely have it. Let me go on to another one. This paranormal, oh my god, the women in these books are so bold. They are bold. They can handle their business like nobody's business. And in saying that, this other paranormal romance is written by Amelia Hutchins and it is Fighting Destiny. Absolutely love this entire series. It is from the Fae Chronicles and I'm just going to talk about book 1. In this book you meet Cynthia and Ryder, and basically Cynthia, she's a witch in the guild, or so she thinks. She's a witch as you progress throughout the book and the series. And you have Ryder, who is pretending to be the Dark Prince, but he's way more powerful than that. And Ryder he goes to the Earth realm to enlist the help of the witch or the guild. The guild is basically a body of witch that helps to protect the humans from the Fae, because the Fae can't kill them. So Ryder needs their help in order to find the light Fae princess that has gone missing. Also, the Fae world is dying because it has been poisoned. So you see Ryder and Cynthia like just come together trying to solve this mystery. And Cynthia, she is one not to sit back. She's one of the most powerful witches in the guild. So with that being said, 1, she's a badass. 2, she can fight. 3, she can wield magic and use magic like nobody's business. 4, she can hold her ground against Ryder. And Cynthia, is scared of Ryder because of something that happened to her when she was younger. She has this fear against the Fae, but regardless of that, she puts her fear aside to do what she needs to do. And then when she realizes that there's more happening than what she anticipated, she steps into that role as a leader. She steps in and embraces her power and has Ryder back throughout the rest of the series. And there's 7 books in this series, and in these 7 books you literally see this woman transform from thinking she's just a human to being a demigod and then a god, right? But it wasn't like an easy transformation. But the thing is, the point is, she's a ride or die. She knows how to defend herself. She knows how to defend her friends. She knows how to defend her lover, Ryder. Like, she does it. She does it. She doesn't care about it. She embraces it. And I absolutely love her. So, fighting destiny. Could she fight destiny? No, she could not. She had to embrace destiny. The heroines in all of these books are phenomenal. They are ride or die. They had their heroes back. They had their mans back. And that's all you can ask for. So if you enjoy books with strong females, if you enjoy books where females can defend themselves, if you enjoy books where women can be deadly, then you are going to enjoy these books that I put on this list that I compiled. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're going to read some of these books and let me know what you think about them. Do you think these are really some ride or die females? These women know how to defend themselves and handle their men's business for them if they can't. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like my video, hit that notification bell so you would know every time I post a video, and look out until I post another one.